Hi there, all my crafty friends. I'm Donna from Mason Creations, etc. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you all about and demonstrate the 10-minute casting resin. This is not the clear epoxy resin that needs to set for 24 hours. Nope. This is epoxy resin's little cousin, and it really does set up in 10 minutes. So if you're ready, let's make a mess. Okay, my friends, this is casting resin, and it is such a cool product. It comes with part A and part B, along with a couple of measuring cups and some popsicle sticks for mixing. You're going to pour equal parts of part A and part B in 2 different measuring cups. Make sure you put the same amount in each cup. If you don't wish to see the captions, you have the ability to turn them off. Tap your screen, go into the settings icon in the top right corner, click on captions, then turn off captions. Now pour each one into a silicone mixing cup. I got this one on Amazon. I'll make sure to leave you links for everything. Safety first, my dear friends. Please make sure you read all the cautions on the box. This product has no fumes like epoxy resin does. You need to mix this slowly. If you mix it too fast, it will create bubbles. When you first put the 2 parts together, you'll see some white streaking. Mix it for about 30 seconds until it turns clear. Now, you only have about 2 to 3 minutes to get this in the mold because it'll start setting up. So have everything ready to go before you put the 2 parts together. I'm using a silicone brush to move the resin around in the mold and try to loosen any air bubbles. This and all the products you're going to see me use today came from decoupagenapkins.com, my wonderful sponsors. This is great for molds with really delicate areas. It dries hard, so there's no problem removing those delicate features from the mold. No breaking off of any stems, arms, or legs. This captures more of the mold's detail than clay is able to. decoupagenapkins.com has such a great selection of rice papers as well as napkins that you can purchase one at a time. Rub-on transfers, molds, modeling clay, stencils, stamps, scrapbook paper, and much more. Over 7,000 products. They carry 3 lines of paint: Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint, clay mud paint, and pentart paints, and a wide range of colors. They are wonderful to work with and send out their orders fast. They are truly your one-stop shop for craft supplies. They offer several automatic discounts when checking out on orders over $50, $75, and $125. Subscribe to their newsletter by entering your email address, and you'll receive 10% off your next order. Make sure you check them out. I'll leave you some links in my description box below. I didn't make enough, and I'm right in the middle of pouring into a mold. No problem. I'll wait until the remaining resin has set in my mixing cup, remove all the resin that's stuck to the sides, and then mix up another batch. You can pour it right over top of what you already put in the mold. It all melts together and you can't see a seam at all once set. You can see that it's setting up. The flour is already turning white. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. It's fun to see what cities and countries you are all watching from. I'm filming from Las Vegas, Nevada in the United States. It's important to move the resin around with a silicone brush. It pulls the bubbles to the top. Because it sets so fast, you're not able to use a heat gun or torch to remove the bubbles like you do with traditional epoxy resin. It doesn't get a lot of them though. Also, to avoid bubbles, pour the resin into the mold slowly. I let the unused resin solidify in the cup. Since it's silicone, the resin doesn't stick to it and comes out quite easily. Wait till you see how easy these pieces come out of the molds. They literally just pop out. Look at that detail. You can't get that with clay. Nothing delicate will break. The resin is still soft and warm when you remove it. It's pliable and can be bent around something round, such as a mason jar, or go around a corner on something square. After 24 hours, it will become hard like plastic. There's a little cleanup after you unmold them from the overspill that gets on top of the mold. It usually just pulls off, or you can cut it with some tiny scissors. I test all the products that I recommend in my videos. I won't recommend anything that I haven't used myself and prefer. If I'm recommending it, you can bet it's a great product. Each product will be listed in my description box below and will have a blue link to make it easy for you to find. Any of the links I provide are safe for you to click on. See how soft this is? You can bend it in half if you want to, but none of the detail gets damaged. These are ready now to use exactly like you would use any clay pieces. I'm going to paint them so you can see how they perform. I'm not going to paint the trim piece because I'm going to show you a little trick in just a couple of minutes. And of course I'm using Pentart paints, which have become a favorite of mine. These paints go on so smooth, and I normally only have to put on one coat of paint. I rarely need a second coat. I've chosen some really soft spring colors for all my spring projects this year. Butter, country rose, and country green. They're so soft and pretty. I'll let the paint dry for about 30 minutes. If you're enjoying this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. And why not share this with a friend? Thanks for doing that. I'm going to give them all a coat of Polyvine Heavy Duty Wood Varnish to seal them before I do some antiquing. Don't let the word wood fool you. This product is great for all surfaces. I use it on all my projects as a final sealer. I also use it as a decoupage glue. It is highly waterproof, heat resistant, UV resistant, and food safe. This product is perfect for any projects that will be near heat or moisture. Now I'm going to add a little antiquing with Pentart Antique Paste in the color Umber. Antiquing will bring out all the detail from the molds and add some depth to the pieces. I'll brush it on and then wipe the excess off with a soft cloth. So what do you guys think about casting resin? Is it something you think you'll give a try? I actually put it off for a long time, and I'm so glad I finally gave it a whirl. I'm using some metallic wax rubs to add some highlights to each piece. They're iridescent and shimmery, some of my favorite stuff. I'm using the colors Firebird, Antique Brass, Aged Silver, and Pearl White. I just love the shimmer they add. I'm also using Mint Sparkle. I'll let them dry for about 30 minutes and then I'll add a final coat of the heavy duty wood varnish to seal and protect them. Don't forget, all of the wonderful products I'm using today can be found at my favorite place for craft supplies, decoupagenapkins.com, and I'll leave you links in my description box below. Okay, here's the little trick I promised you. These have set overnight, so they are all hard and stiff plastic now. If you decide you need to bend one of them around a project you're working on, all you have to do is heat it up with a heat gun and it becomes soft and pliable again. Isn't that so cool? If you would like to see more in-depth tutorials just like this one, click the picture on the bottom right to be taken directly to a playlist. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this tutorial was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking my picture in the top right corner so you don't miss any future videos.